Hello friends, welcome back to Breath of X program, our Insight Fellowship program in Advanced Analytical Program Problem Solving Expertise. I'm Santosh Avsaikar, and we were just talking about data collection of Project Y and that of critical causes in major phase, in our previous video. Now, in this video, we're going to look into second strategy. We discussed that now there are two strategy of data collection. One, when senior management is allowing us to collect the data for next 1 month. And the second scenario, second situation is where there's an urgency to solve the given problem, and unfortunately, senior management is not allowing us to collect data for a 1 month. In that case, how we should proceed? By the end of the day, we need data for statistical assessment. So in a second situation where senior management is not allowing us to collect data because of some operational reasons for next 1 month, how are we going to collect the data? What kind of data are we going to collect? So that we can do a statistical analysis to find out statistically significant causes, which is the ultimate goal we do have, right? For time being. So we'll look into it. How are we going to collect the data through strategy number 2? But before that, let's go to next slide. Just a moment. Right. So let's before we go to strategy number 2, let's look into strategy number 1 again. That we collected the data for a whole 1 month. I thought that let me show you how to collect it in a live form, so that it will help you to understand it better. So let me collect the data right now. Let me do this typical exercise in front of you so that you will be able to understand it properly. So let me, okay, so where we standing? Right here. So I'm going to I'm going to copy this, right? So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it into Excel sheet. So V, and of course I need to just format it. So here in sheet number 1, I have formatted the data. Same thing what we have it right now, what we pasted over here. So this is what a typical data will look, right? There's sales are critical causes, which we found in CI matrix assessment or exercise. And of course, we talked about this. This is phase, then week, and then day, then shift, and the like number of unit process, total time available in a shift, total processing time per unit, and likewise we'll come to PT non-compliance. So let's do a live exercise. Imagine that you're on 9th of January 2022, shift number 1. The shift is over, and shift supervisor is calculating or checking how many number of units in this shift they have produced. So he got a number, say what, randomly 1150. 1150 are the number of units they produce. Let me do this so that we'll not have any further issue, right? All right. So 1150 over here. Total time available is equal to 480 minutes into 60 seconds per minute into 10 individuals. So total time available is 288,000 seconds per shift, right? So total processing time would be is equal to this divided by this, that is time per unit, average time per unit, which is roughly 250.434 seconds, right? So roughly 250 seconds per unit is what we took. That's an average processing time per unit for a given shift, and this is less than the client given target of 270 seconds per unit. So PT, is it PT non-compliance or compliance? It's C. So we're going to call it C. So let me get to it here. Right. Fine. So this is C. This is PT non-compliance. So we are not going to do the investigation further. So if when I'm a supervisor and I found in my given shift, my total processing time is 250 seconds, which is less than a target. So I'm not going to do investigation. So I'm not going to tell to my assistant manager that there is non-compliance and we got to investigate it further. So no investigation. So shift number two, somebody else is say from Alex is shift supervisor, and in that shift somehow they produce 1,020 units, right? And total available time is same, 480 minutes per shift. Why 480 minutes? Because roughly you work for 8 hours. So 8 hours into 60 minutes, which goes to 8 6 48 and 480. So close to 480 minutes. And 480 minutes to convert into seconds, it goes to this number into 10 individuals. In shift number two also, you have 10 individuals working. So total available time is 288,000. Again, the same amount of time available. And now the total processing time or average processing time, you can call it total processing time or you can call it average processing time as well. You can say total or average processing time per unit, right? So how much it is? So if I do this divided by this will give me 282.352 seconds per unit, which is definitely more than 270 seconds allowed per unit. So this is certainly non-compliant. So we're going to put it non-compliant. So Alex need to investigate out of these 8 causes, which cause is a culprit leading to less number of units production. So imagine that Alex realized that improper setup was one of, I'm just giving a random case, improper setup was one of the reasons. So just mention one over here. Then lack of clear SOP, no, SOP was clear. Was there any human error? No, there was not human. Product changes are made too often without a plan. No, that was not the case. So I'll put it 0 here, 0 here. Lack of a clear SOP is 0. Total breakdown in machinery, tool breakdown in machinery. Yeah, there was the incidence of tool breakdown. So I just put it over one over here. Unclean working station, was that the reason when you need to clean it up and then start working and all those stuff? No, that was not the reason. Frequent waiting for approval, yes, frequent waiting for approval there. And high time for raw material inspection, no, that was not the case in the K1 shift. So he mentioned 0 over there. So let me do this so that we're not having further issues. So likewise, we found 3 culprits over here: improper setup, tool breakdown in machinery, and frequent waiting for approval. By the way, all these causes are highly controllable, highly severe, as well as highly frequent. So those possibilities relatively higher that if there is any non-compliance, if there is any PT non-compliance, one of or few of these causes are the culprit. That is why somehow we found this. See, there's also possibility that these are not the only causes which is leading to non-compliance. There might be some other causes as well, but those causes might not be controllable, might not be that severe, or might not be happening frequently. Those we already eliminated in our CI matrix, right? So we have to investigate whether one of or few of, or for that matter, all of these causes are the culprit or not, leading to this NC. This is second example. I'll just take a third example and I'll just stop over there. Right. So in the shift number 3, we had say Sam. Sam is a shift supervisor, and by the end of his shift, Sam took the numbers. 1100 parts were produced. Total available time is same. Say 288,000 seconds. So what is my average processing time per unit or total time per unit? This divided by this, I got 261. Good, which is less than what time allowed. That is 270 seconds. So here it is C. So I don't need to investigate further. Likewise, every single day, for that matter, every single day, every single shift, by the end of the shift, supervisor need to put the details over here, numbers, then automatically we'll get with the formula we'll get the total processing time. Now whether that time is less than, if it is less than the allowed timeline, allowed time limit, then that's okay. If it consumes more time than it is non-compliance, then supervisor need to investigate it. He can investigate it, get it either with his team members, he can check it out with the team members, and he can also communicate it with assistant managers and manager, but he need to collate this data. So every single shift supervisor need to do this needful for his own shift, and it will not consume more than 10 to 15 minutes per shift, maximum 15 minutes per shift. If it is NC, if it is C, we hardly consume couple of minutes. As simple as that. So likewise, every single supervisor will collect the data for his given shift, will collect the data for his given shift. And once that is done, he'll pass it on it to the assistant manager by the end of 30 days. And then they collate the whole shift together. Assistant manager, or for that matter, one of his representative, will collate all the data together. And then he or she will pass it on to you. You're the Six Sigma green belt, and you take that data for a further assessment or further analysis for statistical analysis. That's what I'm saying. So this is how is the process of data collection for strategy number 1. Now let's get back to our presentation, which is we need to look into strategy number 2 now, right? So let's get back to strategy number 2. Next slide. Just a moment. Right. So this, right. So we are annexer 1, which is of course why I'm putting annexer, because you don't need to use both the strategy together. And of course, recommended strategy is strategy number 1. So you can either avoid reading it right now and read it, or avoid listening it right now, or listen this video once we are done with the whole Six Sigma syllabus, or once we're done with all the videos for Six Sigma. But you can still go through this video right now. It's totally up to you. But this is just an example, right? So please do remember, this is an example. So measure phase data collection strategy 2. And as I kept on telling you, you are not going to use both of data collection strategy. You're going to use either of them, preferably strategy number 1, which we discussed in a previous video, and maybe a couple of 10-15 seconds prior, right? So this is strategy number 2. When we do not have sufficient time to collect the major phase data, how we're going to proceed, we're going to look into it right now. So when senior management is not allowing to collect the data because of the time constraint, right? So it's not that they don't want you to collect the data, but there is a time constraint and there is urgency to solve a given problem. In that case, we have to just follow this strategy. Due to urgency or problem resolution, all we're going to do is statistical data analysis based on experienced employees' opinion collection. So how we're going to do that opinion collection? Let's go through next few slides. We'll be able to understand it. All right. So major phase data collection. Due to urgency to solve problem as early as possible, sometimes management does not allow to spend or spare 1 month for major phase data collection. So how to find statistically significant causes from the list of highly controllable and highly impactable causes? Please do remember, it is always highly recommended to collect major phase data for at least 1 month and do statistical analysis. But some problems need to be fixed urgently, and there is no choice but to go with data collection strategy number 2. Please make a note, we do not use both of these strategies for one project. We either use DC, that is data collection strategy number 1, or data collection strategy number 2. We already have discussed all these 3 points. Hence, let's understand data collection strategy number 2 on following few slides. Next slide. Right. So major phase data collection steps strategy number 2. So let's go through the steps of major phase data collection strategy number 2. In root cause assessment or analysis discussion, we brainstorm possible causes, which are probable causes. We segregated them under different categories through fishbone analysis. Then, under CI matrix, we take highly controllable and impactable causes from CI matrix. If there are more than 8 to 9 causes, this is important for this strategy. What if we found more than 8 to 9 highly controllable and highly impactable causes? In that case, participants in brainstorming session need to select 9 most important causes out of those highly controllable and impactable causes which we found in the CI matrix. Take an example that through CI matrix exercise we found say 11 different causes. So this strategy suggests not to take all 11 highly controllable and highly impactable causes. Again, the participant need to discuss it among them, and out of 11, they got to select maximum 9 causes. So they will do it, and they need to just check it out, and they can have a majority or they can have a consensus where together they will come with the list of 9 most important causes. That will consume hardly 10 to 15 extra minutes. They need to just somehow reject a couple of causes out of those 11 causes. But if you already have 8 to 9 causes which you found through CI matrix, then of course you don't need to reject any cause. That is okay. So this data collection strategy asks you to have not more than 8 to 9 highly controllable and highly impactable causes. That's the bottom line. So if you have 5 members in a brainstorming session, now step number 3. If we have 5 members, in typical brainstorming session, you as a green belt is sitting with the operations team, supervisor, then assistant manager, a couple of experienced team members, and who knows, 2 or 3 team members. And likewise, you are 5 plus you yourself, 6 of them, 6 of you are into brainstorming session. So if we have 5 members in a brainstorming session, which normally in many or most of the brainstorming session, we do have 5 to 6 members. So you can ask manager to add 3 to 5 experienced team members in this brainstorming team for a short period of 15 to 20 minutes. Now, why we adding them up, we'll get to know about it very soon. Now, previously we had 5 members, we are going to add 3 to 5. So roughly we're going to have 8 to 10 members who know the process well. So maybe if you're having 1 supervisor, 1 assistant manager and 3 experienced individual, 5 members, you can ask additional 3 to 5 experienced members from the team, who work on a day-to-day activities, who work at the ground level tasks for more than a couple of years. They are in the company or in the process for more than 2 to 3 years, so they know the process well. So you can ask your team manager or supervisor to bring, to add in, additional 3 to 5 different experienced team members. Now, in your brainstorming session, you're having 10 members who knows the process well, inside out, and you're the 11th one, right? So now we have 8 to 10 members who know the process well. Greenbelt will brief these 5 new members. These 5 new members are newcomers, right? So they don't know what is happening. So you need to just brief them, okay, what you're working. So you're working to reduce certain problem, right? So this is the problem we had, and this problem is really affecting our process. And while solving that problem, we come to probable causes and we prioritize these causes, and we need to fix those causes, right? So what we done in a brainstorming session, we just brief them. This is called a sensitization of those new members, 3 to 5 new members. And this will, you shouldn't be taking more than 15 to 20 minutes for this. Once sensitization is done, we all are at par. We all are at the same level. We, in the sense, you all are at a same level now. So let's go to next slide to understand next few steps. Right. So once sensitization of new participants is done, Greenbelt will simply ask each one of the participants to rank given 9 x's from 1 to 9, where 1 is highest and 9 is lowest. So all you need to do is, you as a Greenbelt need to do is, you have 9 different causes, right? So each and every participants need to rank each of those causes from 1 to 9. So highest rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All 9 causes need to rank it, where 1 is highest and 9 is lowest. Here key is each participant need to rank causes individually. They are not supposed to ask each other or discuss among each other. So everyone is experienced individual. They all know what cause is important, what cause do have highest priority, and what cause is not having highest priority. So based on that, they will rank each and every cause, right? So you're going to give them 15-20 minutes. You sit aside and let them follow this particular exercise. Everyone will do it maybe on one paper, maybe on their own. You just pass on the sheet to them and they will just rank it over there. After 15-20 minutes, you'll collect the details, you collect all the sheets, you just type it, or maybe you put it on a board, whiteboard for that matter, and likewise you'll have a data with you, right? So how this particular data will look. So let's go to the next slides and try to understand it. Right. So this is the template. Participant 1, 2, 3. All these are experienced individuals, and these are the 8 different causes. By the way, in this given example, we never had 9 causes, 8 causes. So as I kept on telling you that we are going to give you 15 different breadth of internship projects. You can avail as many as you can, right? You can avail all 15 as well, and that will look huge on your profile. Let me see who will say no to you for a job, right? So definitely people will like to have all these projects, on the participant or on the candidates, profile, whom they want to select. They will definitely go ahead and select you with this. So basically, one of this project which we are taking here as an example, reduction of defect density non-compliance. That was the project. Of course, you will see that project when we'll share it for as an internship project. So in that particular project, we had only 8 causes, not 9 causes. 8 highly controllable and highly impactable causes. Right? So those 8 causes are here, and there were 10 different participants. Each of them separately, individually, privately, secretly, for that matter, give the ranking to this 8 different causes. Right? So they will do it, and then you collate the data together, and this will look like this. So these were the 8 different causes we have in this particular project. And then participant 1 gave this ranking 1, 2, 5, for cause number 3, 5, cause number 4, 4, cause number 5, 3, cause number 6, 6, cause number 7, 8, cause number 8, 7. These are the ranking, and those are not repeated right here. So 1 comes once, 2 comes once, because that's the ranking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Likewise, everybody will give their own ranking, and this is how sorry, this is not 100 participants. Please read it as a 10 participants. We cannot have 100 participants in this exercise. So 10 participants. So this is the data of selected causes based on ranking given by 10 causes. Let me do the change over here. Just a moment. I'm making the change. Right. So, 10 participants. So this is how 10 participants will come up with their 10 participants will come up with the ranking for each and every cause. So this is the data collection. This is as simple as that. This is the simplest possible form of data collection. We have just gone through strategy number 1 as well as strategy number 2, right? And as I told you, we'll not use strategy number one right now, which is unnecessary. You can use it if you want for any future project which you'd like to do. We are going to give you one internship project of defect density where you can practice this, data collection method as well over there. But it is highly recommended to collect data for 1 month. So on that particular note, let's get back to the question we do have. That's the quiz time. Green belt will ask each one of the participants to rank given 9x's from 1 to 9, where 1 is highest and 9 is lowest. Each participant need to rank causes privately, that is without discussing with other participants. True or false? Absolutely true. This is true. This is how we had one question in this particular video. We are almost done with the major phase. We are left only with the one step over there. So we started with defining how are we going to measure, how are we going to measure the problem with performance standard. Then we listed down the probable causes through fishbone diagramming. Then we convert those probable causes into critical causes. Means we use CI matrix to uh, filter out important causes. That's the CI matrix based, prioritizing critical causes phase. Now we covered how to collect the data for project Y and critical causes by both of the strategies. So we're done with this. Now the very next step, which is the last step in a major phase, is to find out how deep is the problem with the help of capability analysis, which we're going to look into it in the very next video. So I guess this is what we do have over here in this particular video. So as I kept on requesting you, please help us reach out to your friends, families, neighbors and your network, and let them know about GreatFX program. This will definitely going to add a huge value to their profile. As I told you, if you're having 15 projects, even 5 projects, internship projects with these certifications, there'll be hardly any company who will not welcome you to join. And if you're already working in a company, you'll have much better chances to grow over there. You know why? Since I do have a time to discuss in this video, that's why I'm sharing with you. And you give me answer to this, or you give a thought to this, right? So for most of the roles which companies do have in organizations, they do hire a candidate, for core activities like, to manufacture certain product, in a manufacturing industry, or they do hire, if you're a software company, if the company is a software company, they do hire candidate to develop the software. If you're service industry, service company, they do hire individual to deliver the service to the customer. So that's a core activity. So they always hire candidates for these activities. But what if the same candidate, do have an ability to contribute or help company solve their day-to-day business problems and operational problems? Do any company will say no to this? Right? If you're having ability to contribute on a technical fronts, that is in contributing in developing the product or manufacturing product or delivering the services, at the same time, you're also helping your senior individuals like your supervisors, your managers to solve operational problems, day-to-day operational problems. Will they not welcome it? Will they not need such a asset? Definitely, they will not need such asset. So GreatFX program with this advanced analytical problem solving skill sets are making you assets for the companies. And every single company do value the assets. So on that particular note, Uttishta Bharata, Ma Bharati shall rise again in a full glory. Please like our video if you like it. Please share it with your friends, families, and of course, please, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe our YouTube channel of GreatFX. On that note, let's go ahead and thank the technological companies for their assistance. We deeply appreciate following technology companies for their technological support. On that particular note, thank you so very much for your time, and to hope to see you all in a very next video, where we're going to look into the last step of Six Sigma major phase, that is capability assessment. Thank you so much.